I want to do a live stream, continue talking about gang stalking and gang stalking evidence. And this will be a open invitation. If any of you feel like joining me, here's the link. I will show you guys a video, and we can analyze it together. So let me share the screen. Just go here. Okay, I'm going to play this video for you guys.
Another plateless car. I mean, how many times are you going to keep putting plateless cars in front of me?
Now, this individual mentioned a plateless car. You know what? Hold on one second. I have to answer a phone call. Sorry about that. Just hold on for a second. Okay, sorry everybody. So let's continue with the video. Let's see here. Let's start from the beginning.
Look, another plateless car. I mean, how many times are you going to keep putting plateless cars in front of me?
Okay, so this person just made a mention of a plateless car. Okay, and it's no big deal, but the part that made it dramatic was when he said, "How many times are you gonna keep putting plateless cars in front of me?" Indicating the car in front of him was put there on purpose, just for him to see, to recognize, and that is the lower voices go talking. But let's keep watching.
do a little quick message. I don't usually like try to reach out to target individuals, but I know there's so many people out there going through what I'm going through, and you know, comes a time when I feel like this shit's just getting unbearable.
Yes, I have those days as well. And I'm sure all you TIs out there know exactly what he's talking about. There's certain days just seems extra intense, while other days it might be less activities. But I definitely know what he's talking about.
There's no need to feel like you're down alone because you're not the only one going through this. And best way to really do anything is you'll see a lot of comments from a lot of fake TIs, no content, no channel, no videos, no shit. Trying to leave you the fake messages like pray it away, turn to Jesus, just ignore it. And you see they don't have shit on their channel, or if they do, you can just tell they're a fraud by saying stuff like, try not to pay attention too much to the street stuff and just pay attention to the bigger picture or something. Try to just.
Now, I know in the comments section there are a lot of people that are not content creators and they're leaving comments. To me, that is okay. As a TI, you have to understand that YouTube it's a public platform. There are people from all over the world logging onto YouTube watching videos, and they are allowed to comment. As long as they follow the guidelines, they are allowed to leave comment on your videos. And as a TI, let that information sink into your mind, because what I've noticed is a lot of TIs, they're too picky. They pick on these comments and they let their mind just kind of drift into whatever thoughts that they're receiving from the lower voice to skull. And these thoughts are usually in the negatives. They're negative thoughts. See how he's criticizing the people in the comment? It sounds like the people in the comment try to help him by saying, look at the bigger picture. Don't focus on the street theater. Just focus on your life and, getting your life back together. That is the real truth. And I know this from my personal experience as a TI, and it is a real truth. And I know a lot of TIs are in their life is a mess because of gang stalking. And it will take time, but one little step at a time, and you can slowly get things back into place. And it will take years. Some might do a little faster, but at some point you're gonna need to start doing that. For instance, like fixing your credit. I got a feeling a lot of TIs got bad credit, because I know I got bad credit, and all because of these gang stalkers making me not focus on anything that's important for me. They're just all about distraction and thinking about negative things and putting my mind into the most fearful thoughts and fearful situations that weren't even happening. But definitely spend a lot of hours thinking about those situations. It just hurts my mind, and it made me lose focus of life. And I didn't care about anything, didn't care about paying my bills on time. I went through that phase. And literally took me almost a year and a half to get my credit back in order. So the bigger picture is to not focus on the street theater, because you notice a lot of TIs, when they go through their daily routines, they talk about gang stalking, the gang stalkers, but then nothing happened at the end of the day. There's no interaction with any of the gang stalkers that they so-called gang stalkers. And The next day, go through the same routine, being in fear, going out in public and thinking everyone's stalking him or her. It's the same routine every day and nothing's happening. So after months and years of that, there are TIs out there who don't even realize they wasted all that time thinking about nothing and worry about nothing, worry about things that weren't even coming true and being scared and not go out in public, wasted all that time when they could have just enjoyed life, enjoy themselves, and get their priorities straight. I know it's a lot harder. It's easier said than done because the gang stalkers are manipulating your focus. But it's going to take practice. You're going to have to do a baby step at a time.
Discredit what you're saying. It's pretty obvious. I can smell them from a mile away, and I usually just block them. Sometimes I just keep them on there because this is like, I want to hear what more bullshit they keep saying. But I can tell which ones are real and which ones are fake. But anyone's going through this, and you're out and you see somebody recording you and stalking you and following you. Get your camera out back and just start filming them. Oh, go up to their faces and put it right in their face and ask them what they're doing.
Now, this is one thing that I highly do not recommend, because if the gang stalkers that the targeted individual believe the gang stalkers are there, but if they're not confronting you, you should definitely not go confront them, because those are the situation where you could end up getting yourself in trouble. And in public, if someone's holding a camera, you don't necessarily know that they are filming you. Because I have my phone out, I'm on my phone, and it comes across my mind sometimes that, people out in this parking lot could be a targeted individual, and they could be looking at me thinking I'm a gang stalker just because I'm on my cell phone or looking at my screen or talking on the phone, with the phone next to my face, next to my ears. So those things have came across my mind, but I don't let that bother me, because that's out of my control. I cannot control what other TIs, if there were any in the parking lot, I'm pretty sure there were, looking at me and thinking negative of me, because I still got to function. I still got to do my own thing. And I can't live my life worrying about what some other TIs out there stressing over because I'm talking on the cell phone. And notice how he said, people are following him and people are filming him, when it's hard to get proof that someone is filming you when they're just using their cell phone. And it's hard to prove that what they're filming, if they were filming, is you, because they could be filming something that's beyond you, something in the direction that where you were. So it's hard to even prove that. And that's another thing I have to remind you TIs out there. Notice how TIs have the ability to foresee what's happening, or they're talking as they know exactly what's going on. They know exactly who the gang stalker. They know which cards are the gang stalker. They know which person in public are the gang stalkers, and what they're doing, and walking in front of them, slowing them down, or doing hand signals and all this stuff. Notice how TIs can call out these things, right? So think about what's going on. When a TI mentally, with their mind, can call out these things based on what they see, their behavior is just like a psychic. So if you're TI and you're out and about and you see cars or people and you know that for a fact they are there to stalk you, they're gang stalkers, but in reality you don't have proof of that, but you just got this feeling, you just got this like sixth sense, right? It's like a sixth sense that you know for sure that's a gang stalker, or that person is purposely throwing hand signals to contact another person. That person on their phone is probably relaying information about you, even though they're not even looking at you. So the TI is working as if the sixth sense is kicking in, they have transformed into a psychic. Is that a fair statement? That TIs are basically behaving like a psychic. And what do we know about psychics? What category do we put psychics in? Supernatural, paranormal. Am I being fair with that statement?
Put them on blast, question them, then post it on social media, post it on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube. Like, expose these fuckers for who they are, you know? If you don't do that, just follow their asses home. Follow their asses all the way to their house.
Now, this is really just bad advice, because what are you trying to do by following a person home when you don't even know what that person is there doing, or if that person is really stalking you? That person's even, for instance, it doesn't even make sense. If that person's driving home, why would you follow that person? Then who is a stalker in that situation? And putting them on the social media website, and that's exactly what makes the TI community looks kind of mentally have issues. And that's why, as a mediator perspective, people that are not true TIs, they will not understand, and what we're doing, our behavior looks like we are the stalkers, we are the crazy person. And that's the entire TI community. We're being fooled, we're being played by the gang stalkers, and majority of you are falling into that trap. And it's the people like advice like this is bringing a bad image to the TI community, not the people that don't post so-called evidence, because if it's evidence, then it will clearly show, it's understandable, it'll be clear. But it seems like the lower voice to skull have really got a hold of majority of TIs out there and made them just kind of lost sense of that logic. Because following someone home, you're not no longer the victim. You're no longer the victim. You become the stalker, and you are the one with the bad image as a true TI. So that's a really not a good advice to give other TIs, to film them, follow them all the way home, and then what? See where they live, and then what are you gonna do? It's like, and to be in the other person's shoe that's driving home, that's frightening. And that's why some of the TIs out there are just too extreme. Too extreme.
And then see where they live. You know? I mean, they're still going to do it anyway, but they're still going to do it even if you don't do something. So, you know, it's time to, like, take a stand, you know, against these fuckers and do something about it. Are you just going to sit back and let them just keep filming you all day and following you and talking shit behind your back?
See, when he said talking shit behind your back, that's exactly what I've been explaining, how when you're walking inside a store and you walk past a group of people, and just so happen as you walk past them, you can hear people talking shit back there, and the only people back there is that group of people, right? And I explained how I would find a reason to go talk to them in a very friendly way, try to match the voices. And for me, they didn't match. And that's how I was able to do the process of elimination and kind of eliminate that these voices, okay, talking shit about me out loud, it's not these people in the store. And these shit talkers, these gang stalkers, it's only the true TI can hear it. So if you're not a true TI, you would just hear this and you would think that, oh, TIs are crazy, but TIs are not crazy. A lot of TIs just don't know what's going on. And the most logical they can think of is people in public, because they do hear these voices coming in, but they're actually in the physical public. like and you can judge the distance just like any other voice that you hear. If you hear someone talking to you, like an employee or a friend that's shouting out words to you, like you can actually judge the distance of these sounds.
Are you going to go up to them and put your camera in their face and start recording them and start asking questions? Ask them how much they make and put them on the spot. See how bad they lie and shit, you know?
See, and here's another good example of showing the psychic ability. Notice how he said, "Go ask them how much money they make," and then he's so sure that they are already gonna give him. Well, first of all, if they even answer that question, because that's kind of weird. You're following someone to their house. If they answer that question in front of their house, then notice how his response was, how bad they lied, how bad they were lied about it. It's how can this TI know if that person's lying or not? So if that person, no matter what that person say to this TI, that TI is going to think he or she's lying. When there's no proof of it, the best proof is probably based off the word of that person, because he is asking that person how much money they're making, him or her is making. And if the answer is given, he still won't believe that person. So it's like the lower voices go, it's making this TI to think in the most negative way as possible. Because, and I know exactly what this is going on. The TIs, they will get into that mental mentality where they just don't believe anything. Like everything that were said to them in their mind is working really hard, thinking about all the negative things, playing the devil's advocate. No matter what you say, they'll think of a way to doubt you. And they'll also believe their own mind, their own thoughts are the truth, and it's the real evidence, the real deal. And let's be fair. There's no way this TI here in this video will know for sure how much money that person's making without digging into it, like really spending time and go digging into it. So, but yet he's so sure that that person's going to lie about how much money they make. That is like a psychic ability. You can call it intuition, you can call it detection, whatever. You want to use any medical terms. It's just basic principle, basic common sense, whatever you want. But if you really want to use, to be fair, calling them a liar after hearing how much money they make is more in the wrong than in the right.
But yeah, follow them home. See where they're going to. Get their license plate. Put their license plates on YouTube. You know, do everything you can to expose them. Because the more you expose them, the more something's going to get done about it.
See, and another psychic ability here, exposing them. First of all, you're going to have to get the person to openly confess that, oh yeah, I'm being paid by so-and-so to stalk you, gang stalk you. And if that's happening, then there'll be more evidence like that on YouTube, but there are none. And you might get 1 or 2 videos of someone talking about it, but then even those videos, who is one to say, oh, the TI didn't pay for that person to talk like that for the video to spread the message, right? One can use that argument. So who's going to be providing real documentation with real pay stub and real like payment and real instructions? You know, because there's got to be, if this is a whole system, there's got to be papers. There's got to be paper instructions, and there's got to be just a bunch of paper trails. Communication, got to be types of communication of explaining how to conduct this type of harassment or how to conduct this type of stalking. There has to be paper trail. But why is the entire TI community are missing that part? But yet the entire TI community knows so much about it, as if the entire community have psychic abilities.
more that eventually there's going to be a law and there's going to be something against this type of shit. And they won't be able to get away with it anymore. You know, you'll be able to, it'll be like a thing of the past. Like, remember when people used to go around and stalk people and piece of shit cars with no license plates and one headlights and...
See, now this is where the mind's kind of getting a little bit into a trance. I always talk to you guys about in a trance. Like, he's making a statement saying, remember back in the days when, because the new law just, got approved and now it's being enforced. And he said, remember back in the days when there's cars with no license plates or cars with one headlights? Those are not crimes. They don't have a license plate. A cop pulled them over. Fine. They don't have a license plate. But that is not a crime against another person, as in you can't call them a stalker, because a car with no license plate does not indicate they're stalkers. And a car with one headlight does not indicate they're stalkers, because headlights do go out. And this is where the logic of being a functioning society kind of gets into the fantasies part, because he's associating any one headlights as gang stalkers, generalizing. And that is wrong, because those one headlight drivers are not there to stalk the TI. They're not there to follow you. But the lower voices skulls making you think that way.
Different types of noise harassments that did all this shit to fuck with your mind and subliminal messages, and they thought they could get away with it. It's going to be like a thing of the past, but nothing's going to be done if you just keep...
Subliminal messages, that is a form of voice to skull. That's a form of lower voice to skull. So he recognized he's just receiving images, receiving messages, receiving thoughts out of nowhere. So he, as a true TI, recognized voice to skull, but he just doesn't connect. He haven't connected the dot to realize that everything that he's saying right now in this video are coming from the lower voice to skull, manipulating his mind.
Whining about it. Do something about it. Do what I'm doing, like record, document. You know? You gotta be... People need to start being more aggressive with these people. Like, really...
No, people should true TI should definitely not be more aggressive with innocent civilians, because that's how you're gonna get yourself into trouble with the law, with the authority. Because when you see a video of a true TI confronting a person in public, majority of the videos you would see that person either one being completely shocked at what's going on and what they're saying, what the true TI is saying, or two, they themselves behave aggressive because they are somewhat of an aggressive person, and they'll actually do a shouting match back and forth. So it's like those type of situations are never good. Let's just say you go confront a person, that person just happened to be a shy person. They're just going to be scared of you, and they're confused. And they are not going to tell you what you want to hear. But the true TI confronting that person is going to get upset, because that's not what they want to hear. That's not what he or she wants to hear. And they want to hear a different, they want to hear a person tell them something different that can back up their claim. But then it's not happening, because their claim is ridiculous. And that person that's so shy is either going to call for help, or they probably going to call 911, or they're just going to walk away. So the true TI will either just, get the last word in, or they'll most likely probably going to keep walking and following that person and keep asking the same question until they get their answers. And that makes the true TI look like a very bad person. And if the true TI don't follow that person and just walks away, then the true TI is going to start mumbling about a bunch of stuff and how that person just lying, how he or she called that person out and they didn't do anything. Like, that's just like falsely reassuring the TI's mind that what they did was good, and what he or she did was was um was the proper way of handling the situation. Instead of bringing that ego to do it again in the future. And every time you do something like this, it's like an opportunity for the TI to get into trouble.
Like really going after them and putting your camera in their faces, like I said, just really exposing them, making sure you get them good. And when you follow them home, get their addresses and put that on YouTube. I mean, you gotta do shit like that, Otherwise, it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening to you. So that's just my advice. Shit, they're coming to your house or driving by yours. Why shouldn't you know where they live? They come by your house and know where you live. They're taking pictures of you, what you do. They probably, definitely the higher ups are spying on you. They see what you're doing all the time because they got pinhole cameras in your house.
Now, pinhole cameras is one of those very common things with all TIs in the beginning stages. I would say majority of TIs go through this pinhole camera situation, believing there's pinhole cameras inside their home, which I myself have gone through. I would think the corner of my bathroom, the corner of my living room would have these little cameras. So I went through a phase where I put these tape just in the corners, or if I notice there's any little like up on the ceiling, there's any little like discoloration or any little dots or strange looking like a piece of dot, a black dot or whatever, or a little out of the ordinary, I would put tape over it, and the tape would stay there for literally a year or two. And that is the lower voices called talking. And yes, when that happened, all TIs have to go through it, and all TIs going to feel like they're being watched, him or her is being watched. That's one of those stage in gang stalking that the TI cannot just skip, because that's part of the experience in this gang stalking. We all have to go through it. Some of us will just eventually get to a point where we don't care anymore. Some will actually even move out of the house. Some won't even go sleep in the house no more. So it depends on the TIs, and for me, after a while, I just told myself I don't even care. So I just start taking off all my clothes. When I'm naked, I'll just like take off my pants. I'll be walking around in my place naked. Like, I don't even care. And after a while, that not caring about the pinhole cameras no longer bother me anymore. Because now that I know what I know, there are no pinhole cameras. And if you don't agree with me and you know there's pinhole cameras in your house, then you need to spend your time investigating and try to locate these cameras. Because if you know there's cameras in there, but yet you're not investigating it, but you're still living in the home and you're just hating living there, then you're just making it more miserable for yourself. Because now, if you don't agree with me, then you're going to have to investigate your home and try to find these pinhole cameras. And I know you will not find any. Because there's so many true TIs out there. If everyone's going through this pinhole cameras issue, wouldn't there be more videos out? Wouldn't they actually take the cameras out and film it and put it online and show people what these cameras look like and how they discover it? And other TIs would start taking the advice, and they themselves, him or herself, would be able to locate their pinhole cameras. So wouldn't a bunch of video of people with finding pinhole cameras? Because there are no pinhole cameras.
They got microphones in there, but like, hell, even probably the lower-handed people, or who knows, they're probably giving it to them too. But either way, they know you shit about you, and then they're going to invading your privacy. So why not invade theirs?
Now, what he's suggesting is First of all, the lower voices goal is making him believe that people are doing all of that to him, and he's advising other TIs out there to do what is going on with his life. But what's happening in his life are just the lower voices called talking to him, making him believe it. But he's telling other TIs to go and spy on people, which is a felony. Stalking and get other TIs into trouble. And I know there are other TIs out there who actually believe in this, and they'll actually listen to this and start, and the lower voices go would manipulate his or her mind to really go and put it into action. And get nothing out of it but a bunch of trouble.
Come on, target individuals. It's time to take action. Be aggressive.
So to be aggressive,
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. Start.
hello.
What's up, Seventh?
Hey, what's up? 10. Sorry, I was showing the video.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't even know.
I came in late, but I kind of caught the drift of what you were trying to get at, which is kind of like what you've been, sharing with us over the last maybe 2 videos or so, with people like, focusing too much attention to this shit, to the theater and all that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so one question. First of all, it's a pleasure to talk to you directly, man. I think you're fucking you seem very cool, man, Um I have learned a couple of things from you, and I've laughed at some of the things that you've done and said in your videos too. Um
Well, thank
I'm
you.
not gonna come in here and fucking, you know, talk down to you or be fucking.
No, you should. You should. I mean,
No, but
if you have
listen, my point is,
disagreement,
like, you remember that white dude? He's like a priest or something like that. And I heard his story, and his gang talk that seems like everybody else's initiation or whatever, when everything goes from like a normal day to shit, right, overnight. But you had him on here too live, and he was just like, no, you're not this, you're not that, and blah blah blah, and basically like saying, downplaying everything you teach and know and share. And then he ended up saying like he has a problem
TI News.
with fucking, no, he has a problem with fucking cocaine, like a big problem with it.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna come in here like that, dude. First of all, I just wanted to ask you, why do you call it lower voice to skull? Like, what's the difference between, like, is there like a medium or high one and shit like that?
Okay, well, that's a good question.
Uh huh.
Well, lower voice. Okay, voice to skull is when you can hear it clearly and you know it's not your own voice, because if you're in your 30s and your 40s, I mean, that's a lot of years you kind of like talking to in your mind.
Honestly, I don't hear a voice in my head when I talk to myself. I just kind of catch on to what's being said. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that's fine. There are people
Yeah.
out there, like, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. I'm
But
sure
I'm
there
saying
is. But
voice to skull.
I'm aware with what voice to skull is. But go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, voice to skull is when a TI recognize that there are voices coming, but then it's not their voice.
Exactly. Hmm.
And then for me, I discovered this lower voice to skull. It's because I would talk trash to my gang stalkers
Uh,
using voice to skull. And throughout the years of talking trash and battling them, I discovered that there are times when I'm just chilling, not doing anything, right?
uh,
and these thoughts would come in, okay?
Okay.
And these thoughts would usually come in and talk about my family, be like, oh, you should go back inside because your wife is getting attacked. That's what they would tell me, getting attacked by spirits.
Yeah, they
So
say all kinds of shit. Just
yes, but then this is more like a feeling. So
um
so that's how I can tell, because I'm not hearing another voice, like voice to skull, but this is all of a sudden like a feeling
uh
that came out of nowhere. And back to how I referenced the thought of, remember the phrase, have you ever used the phrase, an idea popped into your head?
yeah.
So that's exactly what it's kind of like. An idea
Okay.
popped into your head. So where did this idea come from? Because I would only say that because I'm not even thinking about it, but then all of a sudden an idea would come in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
An idea popped into my mind. So where does this idea come from? And I learned, based on battling these gang stalkers, that it's coming from these outside sources, these other intelligence, outside intelligence that's all around us. And it's hard to accept that information unless you see it with your own eyes. And because
Uh-huh.
of living where I live, I've you know have many encounters with the paranormal,
Hmm.
and that's how I can eventually connect the dots. And it took me literally over 2 years to come to this whole picture of understanding what's going on.
So you basically dubbed it lower voice of skull, like you threw in the lower part.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's not like you can hear it, but all of a sudden you just gets these thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
But then
Um.
it's, to me,
So
it's
I
like
ha-
they
I
are
have
communicating.
I have my theories about it. Seventh. So with my little adventure with these shitheads, right? Um, I was one of those people where I would lose it. You know what I mean? Like I would fucking go off the deep end. Did not stay calm at first, and just fucking um just go bonkers, right? Um, so I think during those years they would broadcast my they would broadcast me to maybe the world. I don't know, or most of it, right? Because I know a lot of people have felt that, um, or maybe there's like a secret channel, or just getting streamed directly into other people's brains where they can see, hear, and feel everything you're going through. Um,
Absolutely, I know what you
right?
mean.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I've experienced this before because I've caught other people, uh, like in a vulnerable type of state, and I'll ask them something, and like I guess the presence is so intense, and everything's so dense and seemingly like shit at the moment that they give in and they'll say a word that I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So that I know they do broadcast our thoughts to other people and shit like that. So
Yes, they do. They
you know
absolutely
what I
do.
mean? You
They
know,
absolutely
so
do.
yeah, yeah. So other people know that it's all bullshit, but they'll play along with it. They'll make you feel like shit. You know what I mean? And it's just trigger words and shit like that. Um,
Well, now let me ask you: when you say other
uh,
people know it's all bullshit, can you please explain further?
okay, so the people that are, say, like you drive up to like into a plaza, right? And like a shopping center, and you park up, and you can kind of feel something's off, right? Um, you walk out of your car, and then you hear a trigger. Um, this usually leads the TI into thinking and feeling uncomfortable because they're using homonyms, or or even sometimes sounds that sound like something that will trigger the TI, whatever it is. It could be something in the homosexual, uh, you know, um, category. or it could be chomo or this or that, right? Um,
So
so
see,
so
when
ba-
I
so
hear
so
that.
so let
No,
me get to the point.
okay.
Okay, so then when you hear something like that, right, you don't go off the deep end and like think like, oh fuck, they're here. No, you stay calm and collective. You look around, there's somebody there. Most likely that person said that because they're, people play like they don't know shit that's going on, but they actually do. You know what I mean? Um, so those people, they know what's up. You know what I mean? And these are usually just normal citizens around in your city and shit, that just play along with the game.
Well, see, when you actually get into the parking lot. Oh, hi, developer, by the way.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
So 1-0. When you're actually in the parking lot, you are
Mhm.
already being attacked by the lower voice's skull to make you already put your mind
Well,
in that
okay.
trigger
Honestly,
state.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you in private later why
Okay.
they feel like they can attack me. Um, I'll tell you that later and why that happens. But it's gotten to the point for me that if I get anywhere from like 5.5 hours to 8 hours of sleep, I'm basically 98% bypassing all this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even. There's certain things that I had to learn to relax my body, and it's basically just that. I mean, I learned to meditate. I know a lot of people say that, oh, you should meditate, blah blah blah. So meditate for me is being quiet. I had to learn that they were using linguistics, noises. They'll use slurps. They'll hack into your face, and when you're really tripping out, they'll start swishing around on your teeth. So you'll grind your tongue on your teeth. You'll grind your teeth. All kinds of shit, right? um,
Yeah, I
uh,
know what you mean. I know
this
what you
is
like.
this is aside from the fucking the other microwaves,
Okay, let me
with the
ask
high
you.
pitches and all that. So
Let me
so
ask you.
basically, look, this is where I'm at now. I learned to drain all the blood because this is what they do. They suck all your blood in
Hello?
the blood into the center of your brain. So it'll be hot. They want your brain to be hot. So when it's really really hot, your brain will start uh it'll start
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Like
yeah
almost like the inside part of your skull in the middle of your brain, you feel like
it,
there's tension
it'll
and
start
your head is
flexing.
hot and your
You're,
neck feels like
yeah.
something is like being you're holding something up on your neck for the longest time. It feels
It
like
just depends where they're attacking, but
exactly.
basically, your brain gets tense and then it relaxes, gets tense, relaxes, tense, and relaxes. This is how they can keep that connection with the RNM. I don't know if you believe in that.
Now, you know what I do? I made a video. Whenever
Y-
you get these attacks
mhm,
on your head, turn on a hair blower.
mhm.
Like for me, it worked. It feels
Yeah,
really good once I turn on the hair
I
blower,
saw that.
and I just kind
But
of blow
listen,
out my
there's a
hair.
more natural way. There's a more powerful way of beating it. Actually, like I was saying, if you concentrate yourself and relax yourself, and drain all the blood from your brain, you'll actually feel it. You'll feel the blood rushing down, like actually relaxing into your face. Then
Yeah,
you learn to relax the muscles in your face, your neck, your collar area, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your internal organs, your private parts. I know a lot of people get triggered by that and they feel uncomfortable, but you have to learn to do it. It's like a chakra that you have to just
okay.
release all the tension that you have there, and then go all the way down to your toes. And believe me, that is the key to freedom. When you learn to do that, they can trigger you and say all kinds of shit to you, and you won't be affected. Like it won't register in your head anymore, and then your brain won't it won't assimilate it and connect it to your nervous system where you feel like you're doing that bad thing or whatever. You know what I mean? because that's what
Yes,
they do, man. That's how
wait,
people kill themselves. You know, they're calling people out your chomos and shit like that. People get that in their head. They feel a sensation in their body, then they get accused, and it's just repetitive 24/7, right?
when you
Until that
say
person just.
drain, when you
Mhm.
say drain the blood, you mean it's moving your chi flow, which is like flexing your toes, flexing your feet,
No,
holding,
no, no.
you know,
It's not
and that's where you.
necessarily like a chi or a vibration. It's literally your blood. You can feel it drain down your from your brain, because that's what they're doing. They're tensing up your fucking brain. That's what they're doing.
But you're talking about
Especially,
draining it away from your head.
yeah, especially the sides of your head, because that's where you have I don't know, man, but when they attack me really bad, they like to do it like behind on the side of my head.
Yes,
Um,
I get those quite frequent, and and when you flex your legs, you're technically forcing blood to your feet. So in
mhm.
a way, you're kind of taking some of that blood
But
away from your head to your feet.
I've learned that they like to make you flex your legs too, to give you restless legs syndrome.
Yes,
Um,
I get
you
those.
know what I mean? Yeah. So what's going on is like you're not getting enough blood down to your feet, so your feet get cold, and then they start flexing. And then if they're using microwaves on you, you know what I mean? Um, they can just direct it to like a nerve or a muscle on your leg. They usually do one leg on me just to fuck with me, like, you know what I mean? And they do it through my brain too, because you got to remember you have main um, nerve endings that are connected from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet. You know, these are kind of like arteries that run all throughout your body. But to, you know, for any TI out there that's just kind of tense and kind of suffering and just kind of angry and uncomfortable, I would like really suggest and challenge you to try that. It works miracles. Like,
Yeah, I totally believe you, man. It's good
yeah,
advice. Hey,
yeah.
developer. So thank
Hey,
you for
how's it
joining.
going? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Am I cutting out?
No, you're
No.
clear. And we have a UK targeted MK Ultra.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Hello. Can you
Welcome,
hear me?
everybody.
Hi.
Nice to meet you all. Hello. Can
Hi.
you hear me? I'll get hacked.
UK
I'll get.
UK, why would you name yourself that? Like, I'm not talking shit, but I
No,
mean,
it's just the crap. Quick
just to bring
little name.
awareness.
I've got a YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel, but I
Oh,
can't spell
okay.
it right now because I'm so half asleep. They keep me awake and triggered all night. So I just saw your
Yeah.
stream and I thought
So
I'll just listen.
is everyone sleep deprived? Because I'm not really sleep deprived right now. I've been sleeping really good.
In me, if I get the NK Ultra triggers, they make sure I don't sleep, and then I have to sleep all day, and it messes up my day the next day. So, I like you just described about the nerves on the legs and back of the head with the EMF waves. I get all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get.
You
I don't get.
UK, can I ask you something?
Yeah,
And take offense again. I'm just
nice
asking,
one.
okay? So then maybe I can give you like really quick advice. But
Okay.
do you exercise? Do you watch what you eat? You know, do you stretch? Like cool
I
little things
wish.
like that to yourself, where you kind of love
Um,
yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
I
so
used
you
to
got to
do.
start doing that, because what it sounds like is like if I'm not saying you are, but if you're a little unhealthy and you're getting more and
Let me
more
add.
tense.
I'll add a
If you're
bit
getting more and more
background.
tense, that's what they want. They want you to be unhealthy and tense. That's their
Can you
you're
hear
like
me? All
fucking,
right.
you're like honey in a
Yeah.
bucket for them at that point.
Let
So.
me. Thank you. Let me just add, I'm physically disabled as well. So I'm wheelchair dependent. So they got me run over 2009. So this is how intense it is with me.
Hmm.
And so I cannot walk. But the part for me that does work, I do use natural health and remedies. So what you
Okay.
described, yeah.
Uh,
What you described is excellent, which is like the meditation or the other natural remedies I do for
yeah.
the inside of body detox as well. All the from a woman's point of view, for the gels on the body where I get the burns and the radiation effect of the I get the intensity because I'm surrounded by a lot of perps that use
Now,
handheld equipment.
UK, can I ask you this also? Do
Yeah.
you consider yourself, more frail, not as daring, or you don't fight back with them, you don't shout back, you don't hit
I'm
your walls?
feisty.
Oh, you do?
I'm
Okay.
very, very
Because
outspoken.
I'm sorry, yeah, because I discovered that a long time ago. You have to fucking talk shit back to
Yes,
these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You have to be
you
the
do.
crazy one, the crazier one in
Yes.
your neighborhood and shit. Like, okay, I
I
have
have to
nothing to
deal.
lose, so fuck you guys. It's do or die for me. I got to be the fucking biggest shark out here. So
You do. You
yeah.
do.
So and
I
it
have
sucks,
to.
but that's
It
just the way
is.
it goes.
It takes an energy out of you. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I have to deal with in England. I get blocked at all services that I need for
Hmm.
my housing, disability equipment, rent services, you name it. Everything's being
Yeah.
blocked again. Yeah, and they're trying to puppet sermons in my area, especially, are trying to put another a label on me. Mine is really sort of like a survival of a serious crime,
Hmm.
and they like to put labels, don't they?
Yeah.
So I've learnt law. So I just because I've gone through what I've gone through, I don't stop. I'm always
Now,
researching and
UK,
learning.
do you consider yourself also a person that can manifest your own life? I know, things are unfair for the most part for us, but
Yeah.
I find it that I can manifest, a good job, not a lot of money, but like plenty of money where I can live comfortably and safe. You know what I mean?
That's good for you.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I
you can do that too. You just gotta love
I
yourself, believe in yourself, and fuck these guys. You know what I mean? The world is made for you,
yeah,
not for these fucking devils. I'm
you're
telling you
right.
that.
This
Yeah,
is
this is our
this
world,
is the
not
part
theirs.
where I'm battling with again. I used to be very much like that, and I had no problem
Mm-hmm.
until I lost my physical health. So
Oh,
I've been in this. Yeah, I've been in
I'm
that
so sorry.
cycle of like a washing machine going round and round. One
Jesus
minute I'm up.
Christ.
Next minute, I'm really, really down. And the triggers I like to do, and then
Mm-hmm.
surviving, getting robbed
Hey,
constantly.
seven.
Hey, UK
Hey,
target.
seven.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey,
Uh,
quick question. You seem like you're pretty smart with your money also and your resources. Is that correct?
Yeah.
well, I tried to. Well, before no, I was really bad, but
Struggling and shit.
yeah, now that I have a kid and things got to change,
Yeah.
and I need to clear my credit. But
A
why
little more
you have a question?
smarter, frugal, and all that shit, right?
Yeah, you have a question about something? Or?
Nah, I just kind of like how I'm not quite sure where you live, but I have an idea. I'm not gonna say either, um, but I do like the way you handle your living situation. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank
It's
you,
pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
thank you. Yeah, I try to plant a lot of trees because having trees around is actually really good. Plants, it's very relaxing, and
Okay.
there were days when I'm just really get triggered by these gang stalkers from all
Mm-hmm.
the E2K,
Mm-hmm.
and there are moments when I would throw a fit and kind of talk trash, but I would be screaming out, and luckily my neighbors are far away, so I can do that and not get in trouble
Yeah.
because I would cuss really loud, talking nonstop trash
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
gang stalkers.
You got to be careful with that because they'll
Yeah,
file a noise complaint on you and shit.
and a lot of times, a lot of TIs they don't have
I
this.
have a bunch of noise complaints. Sorry. I have been kicked out of places and I'm
Oh,
guilty because I have zero tolerance. I don't care where I'm at because I'm
yeah.
usually forced into these areas.
Good.
But I'm
Yeah,
just
for
want to
sure.
throw that out there. I have several noise complaints. Just saying. Okay, that's it. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yes, I think
Developer.
we've been there.
Are you the lady that's spiritual as well? If I got you wrong, do correct me. Have you moved anywhere near Mexico? And are you clued up on the spirituality part of this?
So
I'm not giving out my location or where I'm at or what I'm doing with locations.
No, I don't mean that. I just thought I got you cross wires as somebody I'm following online. I thought you were the same individual. That's all.
well, yeah. Let's just keep the location off the topic because I
Shit,
know
I'm in
everyone.
Vegas. I don't give a damn at this point.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Well, I'm in
No worries.
California,
Huh?
but I'm in
You're where?
California.
Okay.
California, but
I thought you were
so-
either there or
What?
like
I
in
thought you were in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. What the
Yeah, me too.
no, Hawaii. I was
Oh,
only there for
you got me
vacation.
good, man.
I was only there for vacation in Hawaii. Yes,
Okay.
I wasn't. No, I'm not in
Look,
Hawaii.
he's got us all fooled. We're bad detectives.
You sly bastard.
Well, I'm not trying to fool anyone. You know, just I don't
Yeah,
talk
for sure.
about it.
Yeah.
But I made a mention in one of my live stream. I forgot which one, but I want to ask a UK targeted.
Yeah.
When you go out into public, are you able to
Yeah.
identify the gang stalkers, or you're able to kind of
Yes.
get a sense of who are the gang stalkers and stuff like that?
Unfortunately, yes. And all of the there's so much disinformation out there, isn't there? They at the moment they do all the white vans, the white cars. That is the main at the moment, and the vehicles. Obviously, I use a wheelchair, but the mobbing. If I pop in a casino, not heavy gambler, for coffee and somebody I might know, within 10 minutes, I am mobbed by a group of men mainly. And I just absolutely as assertive and turn around and tell them where to go. Then obviously I change my habits if I'm getting my food shopping, where I go. I try not to go to the same places too often. It's not many places. And I don't socialise in my situation the way I used to. Um, and you can spot them a mile away on the street. And you can spot the prams. They use kids, they use families. It's sad that you just said you got your own child. And that's brilliant. I don't see my own son and daughter, my grandchildren at all, because they make sure that happens with the slandering campaign and the libel and slander that goes with it all. So that's a shame. So they break up the families, and
So
there is
you guys go outside already thinking that there's gonna be these people out there that's like fucking with you?
no, I don't purposely go out like that at all. No, I go out with relaxation, meditation music on, playing
Yeah,
in the podcast,
because
and
the street
I
theater
focus.
has stopped
Yeah.
for me completely. Like
Ah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah, if I go
that's
to a
good.
grocery store, I don't feel or hear or see anything. You know what I mean?
That's because you're not scared of it.
Oh, okay.
You have no
But
fear of
So,
it, and
you
it's no
see,
longer working on you.
in my neighborhood, though, they do have the annoying monkeys that just go back and forth, talking loudly, and upstairs neighbor fucking walking like elephants and shit, all that.
hold
Yeah.
on a second. 1-0. What are
Mhm.
you afraid of right now?
What am I afraid of? I'm actually
Yeah, are
afraid
you
of
afraid of
me now.
dying? Are you afraid of being
No,
poor? Are you afraid of what are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of like me now against them because I've gotten to the point where it's just like they had me like chest caved in at one point. I was like a fucking dork, you know what I mean? They really had me. So now it's just like suck my what and shit like that. That's how I carry myself with them. I'm a very sweet person, but towards this whole system and this thing that they have on me, I'm the biggest fucking demon. I am God, the devil, and the demons all put together and shit. Like I
Right.
don't
So
take.
my point was that it'll feed on anything you fear. So it doesn't matter what you fear.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
true.
attach
That's
to
very
that and
true.
then feed off
And
of
you
it.
know what? You know what, developer? It's crazy because it'll manifest that, like in your life. You know what I mean? Like that fear and whatever you continuously think about it. That's what's manifesting in your life. It's kind of weird. It's like they make us open dimensions or portals in our own life. Like,
That is the lower voice to skull talking to you. And
Right. The ideas, right? The negative thoughts or something. Right? Is that what you mean, Seven?
exactly.
Okay.
And UK targeted. Now I want to talk about
Yeah.
more about the subject of this live stream. It's you mentioned when you go out you can identify the gang stalkers. Now
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the beginning of this live stream, but I was analyzing somebody else's video, and I made a mention that how targeted individuals can identify people in public as gang stalkers, and they targeted individuals have the ability to know what's happening. So in a way, isn't that like a form of a psychic ability?
yeah, or
Yes.
they're making us think that
I
we have that power.
So it's like we have like a sixth
I
sense of knowing.
I've always, yeah, I've just had that natural ability as I was young to see through people, the souls, and even strangers. But I didn't really develop that, the abilities until later in life. So it took for ill health to adapt a different way of life. So I've always studied body language as well, anyway. So that's always been interesting to me, and the psyche of people.
And
But so
Have
go
you
ahead.
guys ever gotten where you feel like your life maybe or like parts of it maybe scripted?
Yes, yes,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Like you can kind of sense they're trying to make you fall into a trap. And
Okay, so that's kind of like where deja vu plays a role because I had a dream 5 years ago about the moment, right? Let's just say, for example, this moment right now, it was deja vu, but I had dreamt this moment 5 years ago. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
have ever experienced deja vu where it
yeah,
was so severe you actually had the dream already and it wasn't deja vu, it was like a dream. Then the dream
yeah.
5 years later came true. That means it was designed 5 years ago.
you're
So
talking
I
about
guess
this
Oh, yeah.
moment.
yeah, you
to
guys got to
answer your
remember
question,
they're fucking with that thing over there, the CERN thing, the Large
That's
Hadron
it
right.
Collider.
doesn't change my dreams.
Yeah, they've been
Even
fucking
if I
with
dream of
time.
the future, I still
Brain
Yeah,
dreamt of
insight.
the future. It doesn't matter about CERN. Whether CERN did it or not, I'm dreaming of it.
right.
There is the
That's crazy.
implants
5 years is a
with
long time. So.
I know,
it
that's why
is.
it's scripted. I'm going to say yes, it's scripted 5 years out. I'm scripted 5 years away.
Holy shit.
I've always had a theory
And
that there
and
might, with the technology side, you're going to say.
do you guys feel like maybe somebody in the higher ups, like, because they're placing bets on us, right? Like they're having
Yes, they
fun
are.
and shit like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like the Squid
Hunger
yeah,
Games,
Games?
maybe.
They're
Like,
doing
yeah,
Hunger Games on us.
yeah. So do you
yeah.
think sometimes they'll throw us a bone, like, okay, like fuck, like, here's your fucking tax refund or some shit, or some
Yeah,
dumb shit like
yeah,
that,
like a
or
video
like.
game. Yeah.
Or like, if you want to drive drunk, go fucking ahead. See, my thing is like, and I'm not proud of it, but honestly, I can get away with a lot of stupid little shit like that, like, and nothing ever comes about it. You know what I mean? Like, I get away with a lot of shit, because I feel like they're like we're kind of above the law in a sense too.
You are the designer.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm like, shit, I'm not going out there. I feel like fucking, it's fucking gala night in hell. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
other nights, I'm like, fuck that. It's like, I'm going to go out there and have fun, fuck with these people,
UK targeted. Now,
Yeah.
want to go back on this subject because we're kind of going off the subject here. With the psychic ability, okay, psychic. So to
Yeah.
me, to have that psychic ability is it's like in communicating with another uh entity, communicating with like the supernatural. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you look up psychics. Psychics are what they do is they just try to bring in these information from the outside, right? From the from another
Yeah.
source of power. And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
noticed
I
these CIs are just like that. We're all like psychics because we all believe that we know
Yeah.
gang stalking. And it kind of goes back to what
Yeah.
I've been telling you about. When it's
Yes.
psychic, it's deal with like more like spiritual spirits. That's what psychics do. They communicate with the spirits. And I, in my videos, I tell people, okay, it's the gang stalkers or the spirits, and they're always around us. And you living in
Yeah.
the UK, I know there's a lot of spirits in the UK because there's so much history.
I'll give
And
There is in my bloodline, from Cornwall, South England. My female bloodline on my mother's side, we are white witches. Pure, not negative. We're meant to be the light workers, the white witches. Um, my long period of time, I was very good at history, so I dug into it a bit. My daughter went into tarot cards. I used to dabble, but not anymore. But I was raised in an occult, and not knocking religion, but the one I was raised in was very much in Freemasonry occultism.
Holy shit.
And yes, unfortunately, when I chose to leave at a teenage 18, I left. Ever since then, my whole family members have been on my back in a negative sense. So it wasn't until I got older and, as I said, got ill, I'd done some digging
Mhm.
and I just refocused back on natural health, basically for personal reasons. And then didn't realise about the targeted programs in 2018, and it all started opening up a can of worms. So I dug back in history to my upbringing, and like you're saying about pre-lives, this is all predestined. Well, moving up where I am all these years was pre-planned. And it practically, as without even me knowing about it till it was too late. And so really orchestrating it just sounds like a movie, when you
Mhm.
describe it. It's like,
Do you guys
how
feel
does
like maybe we can manifest world events like like big agendas and stuff like that?
there is a program, unfortunately, I do believe I'm a part of. I don't know if anyone's heard it. I don't know if it's going to be off topic for your stream,
Mm.
but the Milot Labs, military abductions, the underground dams.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I've, and that's a bit to do with astral projection. I don't know exactly how it's done because I record my sleep. It sounds a bit strange, but every time I record, I'm hearing physical attacks on my body. And I'm thinking, how does that happen when they can't get in? The doors are locked. I'm aware of the reptilian demonic races of Nephian, of the Book of Enoch. I'm aware of the darker magic of things. There's a lot of subjects I know about,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
the
and I think
UK. My thing about the UK is that all that Mason stuff, even the
yeah,
exorcists, the Roman Catholic exorcists, all this type of stuff stems from that area. And then they brought it
yes,
over to the United States.
it did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. 1700s, yeah, because I had to look into the roots, and the founder of the Mormons in the 1800s,
Oh man,
his friend,
I visited a Mormon town and they did nothing but attack
wow,
me. They attacked me the whole
yes,
time
yes,
to try to have sex or whatever. I don't know. They're
yeah,
weird. They do they do gang stalking on women and children. I can tell you that.
yeah, yeah. I uncovered
You
a
guys want to
lot
hear
of
something ridiculous, and I'm not sure
Yeah,
if it's
Jay.
real or not, but sometimes I hear the low life people out here. They'll be hanging out with a little kid, right? The little kid's like maybe 2 or 3. When when they learn to talk and carry little conversations, or like iterate full terms and words and shit like that. So I'll hear the little kid sometimes say trigger stuff, and stuff like that. I'm
Okay,
like, are
so
they
what you're
teaching these
hearing,
little kids this shit? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
1-0. Let me give you
yeah.
some more perspective on what you're experiencing. Children will channel messages, echoed thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, say I'm hacking into a military base. So
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do is surround yourself by a group of 5-year-old, 6-year-olds that could form a sentence, and you'll channel all the secrets out of the military base using the children outside of the base.
And has that been like proven, or like where are you getting this from?
Me and my dad did it. We steal information from
Yeah, I
places
don't
by
know about
using
that. I
okay,
mean,
so I don't care about that. You don't need to believe in that. What I'm
I
saying is
believe
that
you if they're
this is
teaching
I
them
don't
that,
care.
you know what I mean?
The thing
But
is that it's channeling. The
oh,
child channeling a message. That's all you need to take away from what I'm saying. The
okay.
child is using words to talk to you in a triggering manner, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
That's channeling to me. That's the whole definition. You could channel any message. It could be about sex, or it could be information off of a military base, or it could be something in your subconscious, but the child's gonna channel. I don't know if that are echoed messages. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. But these are like kids that are like giving into that reprobate type of mindset, right? Not regular kids, because I've been
No,
around,
this has nothing to
kids.
do with the child, has nothing
Oh,
to do with the child's consciousness or
mm,
knowledge. It's a channel. So I could take
oh,
any child and channel any message out of the child no matter what.
oh. Because I've been around kids, and I've never really noticed that.
It's
Around.
you. It's you. It's not the children. It's
Oh,
you.
hmm.
You being around children channels messages out of them. They don't
Okay.
know they're doing it. It's an
Okay.
idea. You don't have to believe me.
No, no,
Okay,
no,
all
no.
right.
I mean, it's a possibility. Shit, I've seen and experimented shit that I never thought was possible. You know what I mean? Like, shit is
So the
truthfully.
child's like channeling little secrets, right? That they shouldn't know, that they do know.
I
Is that what
mean,
you're
I
saying?
guess, but I kind of feel, because I have like a strong intuition also, but I'm not saying that's not
Psychic
100%
ability,
proof. I would call it intuition, but yes, I
right?
guess
Which
you
is
could
a
call it
psychic
psychic. Yeah,
ability.
I guess you could call it that. But
I
I
do.
feel that okay. I feel like these perps are teaching them these things too. You know what I mean? They're making these. They're like training them and like shit like
Okay,
that.
so yeah, I mean, in a way, I mean, for me, that just sounds like you're saying we'll be judged by our fruits.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. No, it gives me something. It gives us something to talk about for sure. Because
Yeah.
I just want to open you up to that perspective that
Okay. Yeah.
I used to channel messages out of children to extract information.
Um.
Whether you believe me or not, I do it. And so you're gonna see it, but on a different perspective.
No, actually, it's annoying because kids and animals really like me. I don't know if you guys get that too. It's like they
Because of
kind
the
of.
purity. So that's why they're coming to you, because the others can't come to you because they're not pure enough to be in your vicinity.
Yeah, I have done a lot of, detoxing, soul cleansing, and all
So
that stuff.
demonic entities or old people can't really come near you. They'll start to die.
Oh.
Have you had dead people around, dropping dead around you?
No, I kind of stick to myself. When I do hang around people, it's my family. But since I think we share blood, There's like a neutral area there, you know what I mean, where they can
So when you
stand.
go to the grocery store, are they taking away heart attack people and people that had strokes?
No, because I'm usually.
Do you get a lot of ambulances crossing your path, sirens?
See, I used to get all this. I used to get all this when I was scared, like you said, you know, when I was afraid of all this, but I just became not scared of it. So I just kind
Yeah,
of.
there's different levels.
Why do they do the ambulance noise and the sirens?
Because it triggers you to think something, and then that's all.
Like the thought police.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a siren saying, "Stop thinking what you're thinking."
Yeah, they do helicopters.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those today. Oh man, I got 6
motorcycles.
helicopters.
Yeah.
I got 6 helicopters, 3 cop cars.
Well, what's this then? When they have a hearse drive outside your home, it's like on by a main road. So one time, you know, this was a heavy campaign of like they zoom the cars up and down outside the road, which is meant to be quiet. And they had one day a hearse. You know, somebody died, you know, coincidence or what? Nothing's coincidence. And I thought, symbolism. But it's like they want your attention, the negative attention.
Yeah,
To
they
feed
want to
your
synthesize you, or like, not synthesize you. What's the word? 7. You know, right?
I know what you mean. I can't promote.
Sensitize you. There you go. Sensitize
you. You got it. Yeah.
Want to sensitize our ass, you know, but it's just
Yes,
like, nah. I've kind of switched this whole game up on them. Like, my city just does not like me when it comes
Okay,
to this game.
so hold on a sec. So 1-0, you switched things up because you changed your mind.
Yeah, because it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. There's nothing that fear here. They're gonna make you think like you're on a shit list, and your time is and your days are numbered and all kinds of shit. But it's all the Wizard of Oz. It's all fake and shit.
Yeah, psychological. Yeah. This what gets me.
You know, don't get me wrong. They still do R&M and V2K on me. You know, I get that. But I think those guys are actually enslaved to me. Like, they're probably felons or done some, like, sold their souls literally. Where,
yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's the same assholes. Like, I can get up at 2 a.m. and go pee. It's the same fucking girl and the 2 freaking idiots. It's like, dude, holidays.
So
you know,
what are they doing? Like, talking loud or something, or what's the sense?
No, they try to trigger you and just. I mean, do you have R&M?
I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know. I don't understand what you're trying to say. So, well,
okay, so
V2K so they're just doing R&M? Annoying stuff or something. They're being loud.
Just the fact that a person knows that their mind and their sensory system is being hacked or hijacked or whatever. It's very uncomfortable. Like, your body can sense that shit, you know what I mean? Like, your spirit or whatever. It's like, dude, there's an intruder in here, you know? Like, so that's basically
it's
what
just
I
like when they do home. Yeah, it's like when they do home invasions. You know, they unlawfully.
Yeah, exactly.
And they move
it's like
stuff
if
around.
You knew somebody was in your house, you would not fucking take a nap, you know?
Yeah. And being a female point of view, my situation, I have to get my door barricaded. And then my carer friends stay overnight to make sure no one can bloody well pick the lock and get in during the night. Do you know what I mean? And then you got when you live in apartments, we call it flats in England. It's like above me, across me, they got police informers, there's snitches, the drug dealers. It's all going on like it's like a movie.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's like they want us to walk on eggshells, not do drugs, not talk a certain way, walk a certain way, walk on eggshells, right? But they can do whatever they want. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, and they get away with it. Yeah.
Here's the thing with you guys. Here's the thing. See, this is how the lower voices skull works.
Uh-huh.
As you go about your day, anything that happens throughout the day, the gang stalker will use the lower voices skull to use that situation. If the situation is not in your favor, will
Hmm.
use that situation and make you believe it's gang stalking. So, for
Right.
instance, like home invasion, that happens. Yes, it's very unfortunate, but those things do happen. But if it happens to the the gang stalkers will use lower voices skull and make the TI associated with gang stalking. And not that's why with me where I'm living, it's like it's not the same as other TIs. I don't have neighbors close by. So I was able to try different methods and find out what's going on. And for TIs out there that actually have got their home broken into, I mean, that's sad, but the next thing to do to solve the problem is either,
Hmm.
you're gonna have to move or install cameras and try to catch these home invader.
Now,
I mean,
I
I
do
would
believe on the other thing you touched on too, because I have felt that too in my intuition or my psychic or whatever, you know, developer said in my psyche. But the thing you said about like shadow people, like
yeah.
I kind of feel in my intuition that they're using some kind of so I kind of get like mental pictures sometimes. And one time I got this whole scenario where they kind of throw this whole grid on us. It's a red grid, and you can barely see it. So it's kind of like naked to just you know the a normal person. But if you really pay attention, it's all over you. This red laser grid, and then that laser grid, they're mocking a scenario of say your room, right? And they're making that room somewhere else, like in the facility or something like that. Um, and they're that's how people sometimes say like, oh, I woke up with a cut, or somebody touched me, or somebody slammed the door. All these paranormal shit. I've had just one instance where a door closed very slowly in my room, my closet door. But I could see how they were doing that, so they can manipulate our reality here
Right. So it's feeding
through a
off of
mock
fear.
through
Yes.
a
It's
mock up.
feeding.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The goal is to give you a nibble to get you curious on spirituality and then possess the body eventually. But that little
Mhm.
door creak, if you would have investigated and if it would have fed on your fear, it would have
You know what they were
manifested.
doing? They were, how like when you're under really heavy attack, you can imagine all this stuff. And I could see creatures like I would see like something in my room, and they would like turn into like this really ugly flit face or something like that. So, and they were like kind of like morphing and moving these creatures a little bit in there. But it was through these facilities or this room that they have, where it's like they can make this shit happen. They can move things too with these laser
Are you
grids.
saying it's
It's a
like a
mock-up.
voodoo doll? Like a voodoo doll?
It's a voodoo room. It's a voodoo laser
Yeah,
room,
it's a
basically.
voodoo room instead of a voodoo doll. No, I get it. No, I think I understand you.
Yeah, because I do feel like for some, and I don't think I'm special or better or smarter, or I deserve any more than the next human being. But I do feel like I am special in a dumb way, like, and
Okay, hold on. It's
I am
that you're
protected.
choosing to be aware. They are choosing to not be aware because in
Mhm.
order to be aware, that takes work. They're not
But
willing to
how
put
come they
in work
haven't killed us yet, developer? Because if they could, they would. There's got to be rules to this shit.
because
And the
they
higher
have
ups
to
are like,
trap
nope,
your
you can't do
soul.
that.
No, they don't care about your body. They don't want you
Oh.
dead until the soul can get trapped. So if they've tormented and
Mm.
tortured you enough
Mm.
and then kill you, but they haven't trapped the soul yet to extract the body, they don't care
That
about
is
your body.
that is exactly correct because my gang
Can you
stalkers
guys
would
elaborate
always
on that?
my gang stalkers will always try to break me by saying try to scare me
Uh-huh.
because one fear leads to another fear, and when you have a lot of fear where you just
Uh-huh.
have no way of solving these problems, and
Uh-huh.
that would say I would say your soul have broken down at that point, just like what developers say.
So then, what happens? What do they do with that state of
Well,
you know?
then that means they can manipulate your whole life. Like when you go out, whatever you want to do, they can just because they already train your mind to accept
You're like
all
a
these
fucking
forms of
puppet
different.
at that point.
Yeah,
Okay,
all
hold
these
on. I
abuse.
got an example.
All right.
Okay, the lady that took off with the inmate. Everybody knows the story. She killed herself.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Did she die in a car crash or?
No, she
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
herself because the entity was done with her. So
So the
she was
inmate didn't kill her.
possessed.
Jesus.
The entity possessed the murderer. Then it possessed the guard, let the murderer out. Then after it was done with her, it killed her, and then now it's still inside the murderer.
Exactly.
It's an entity.
Yes, and the
That's
same
the
entity.
result, 1-0. That's what happens during demonic possession. It'll attach to you until you get to the point where you need to kill yourself, or some other way the entity will get you.
Now, do you
Get the
guys
soul.
believe in the whole like levitation when these people are possessed and the whole
No,
like?
you don't need to levitate to be possessed.
Because I've
That's
never
just
seen
a
that.
symptom. No, that's just a symptom sometimes during hauntings. But that doesn't, but these, I don't know. I might perceive things differently. All suicide is possession.
I'm really open to everything you're saying. So
When you're possessed,
Well, I don't know. Are we going off the rock? Did I even answer the question? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, you did.
a lot of it have to do with your mind, and they can manipulate your thoughts to make you trigger you to start certain
Right.
conversations.
So why would she just let an inmate out? Because of the lower voice to skull, correct?
So what was the story about
yes.
it? Like the inmate
also
fought them and got out?
Well, I saw the CCTV. It looks like she just opened the door for the guy, and the guy just kind of walked out.
She was possessed by him.
I don't know if they were actually having any sexual relationship, but she just let him out, and he got into the sheriff.
And what happened to the guard?
She killed herself.
She
That's what I'm
killed her
saying.
fucking self?
Yes, it was a demonic possession. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
At the prison, she's like second in command. So she knows all the guards. She's like second in command. So she was able to just walk out of there, and I'm sure she knows like the ins and outs.
That's the control an entity has.
You know how much money those motherfuckers make too? Like she was probably rolling in like 120 grand a year.
She was unhappy.
Yeah.
So the money doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And
I saw a video.
I'm learning that too in life. You know what I mean? Like all this material shit is bullshit.
I saw the video today from the person in charge of the prison, the sheriff, and he said she was gonna get employee of the year. Like they were gonna announce her to be employee of the year. Like literally, it's not even the first time she won that award. But she just kind of walked this inmate out. And
it makes no sense.
They didn't say anything about relationship, but I got feelings
because these people, yes, it's possession. It makes no sense because it's possession, and also these cops are unhappy people. They are very miserable. Have you ever dated a cop? Abusive people, alcoholics, narcissistic. I dated a cop, so I could say, but I've seen them operate. They're miserable, and it's not because of stress. It's because their job sucks. There's no happiness. There's no drive there's no individuality. They're all the same. They have to be.
Well, not all of them. I've seen some cool cops too.
Yeah. But they're individual. Some of them don't feel like individuals. They feel like, they're just another cop with a uniform. Yeah. So they don't get, I don't know. It's personal. So.
Right. Holy shit.
And earlier, developer mentioned something about nibble, right? Like how you were seeing the door would close and just give you enough to put the fear in you.
Yeah,
it's very good. Good thing you brought that up. Because next time I want you guys to pay attention. Like, for instance, when the door is closing, you'll notice immediately after that, once you recognize it, a thought would pop into your mind, and usually in a form of in relation to what just happened. So they're guiding you to think about it.
Hold on a second. I got something to say about that, because what if I'm laying in bed and I'm like, wow, I wish I would have shut the door oh man, I got to get up and shut the door. I got to shut this door to for whatever reason, I got to shut the door. And then the door shuts if I think about it enough. What's that? Is that something different, or is it a ghost every time? Or
That could
did your
either be
thoughts shut the door?
Well,
that could
I
either
mean,
be you have superpowers. It could be a
Yeah,
number of things, or you have a
yeah,
ghost, or you
yeah,
yeah,
have
one
that
or the
fucking
other.
Buddha room that there's.
yeah. See, we don't know. Now we're just adding more confusion, and we don't know
No, it's
now.
not confusion.
But
It's just
but if
we
you
need to know our options here. Like, what are the possibilities? You know,
Right.
that's
and
all. We're not
when you're
confusing
lying
anything.
in bed, it's like what makes you all of a sudden think about shutting the door? It's like something else led you to think about
Exactly.
shutting the
Why
door.
can't you just
Oh, see,
fucking
Yeah,
yeah, that
relax
was a
here?
good point. Yeah, good point. I
That's a
get
good
it.
point,
Yeah.
Seven. Yeah.
Yep.
So like that's what they did. That's form of lower voices skull. It's like
Yeah.
if and I mentioned how the only way for me to really like share how to test this method with you guys is you're gonna have to have a setting. Okay, let's say you agree to sit there for the next 20 minutes. You're gonna sit there and you're only gonna think about one number or think about nothing at all. Let's say you only want to think
yeah,
about the number 8, okay, or number 9 for the next 20 minutes. So you're just gonna sit there and only think about that number, and at any moment, if anything comes into your mind and takes your focus away, it's the lower voices called. That's another entity trying to take your focus away because your
Yeah.
objective in that
It's
20 minutes
that,
is to
but
think about
you
the
guys
number.
got to remember that a lot of times TIs are just they have PTSD and all kinds of traumas.
yeah.
So a lot of times we
I
fucking trigger
yeah.
ourselves. You know, we're like so fucked in the head. Like,
I
Well,
had the PTSD, and I talk about demons. This is real. Um, when the guy disclaimer. I hope this is where ratings.
mhm.
2002 is a well-known individual in London. You can
Mhm.
Google it, Camden Ripper. When he attacked me, his eyes switched to green, and I will never ever forget that. Pure green eyes. He was possessed. When the police, it's a national case in England. He went on to kill 3 women in London. I'm only the survivor. And because of the trauma of that and how I survived, how he killed a woman is what he did to me, but I don't know why I survived it. But I never got justice. I know now why.
Mhm.
Because the head of police in that area, the murder squad team at the time, and I
Mhm.
was the only witness for the Old Bailey for the case. And I had all the media after me, people want my story, and I didn't give it. Um, and then I had my life trashed ever since because of the intrusion of the press in my family life. And I had my old house broken into, smashed up by stupid, nasty people. And I've never had any backup. I mean, when I got robbed beginning of the year in my wheelchair outside, that was staged. This is how far fetched it goes. It was stage set up to cause more extreme trauma to trigger off a relapse. It doesn't happen. I'm too strong willed.
Mhm.
But, all this, it's like all these things add up, and the demonic it is always demonic, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
you guys gotta remember that there's rumors that the leaders of this fucking earth are doing all
yeah,
kinds of vile, sick things in this world. They have
yeah,
fucking dungeons full
So
of kids and
creating
all kinds of shit.
technology
Hmm.
is part of that. The
Right. It's like
yes,
demon
technology
tech.
in itself
Hmm.
is the problem with it as well. There's other problems like
Yeah, the
Disney
demons have
Corporation.
incorporated with the tech.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they had the D-Wave
And they can
supercomputers,
be every. Have you guys
yes,
ever been somewhere in a country where they don't spray as much, where they don't spray at
yes,
all, and
yeah, yeah,
there's not all these fucking antennas everywhere, these cell phone towers, and it's
completely.
actually a lot more peaceful there.
It is.
They'll actually catch up to you eventually, but like the third day you're on vacation or something like that. But for those 2-3 days, you'll actually have a little peace, at least a little bit.
Yeah, and I find that it's not too far I go when I have been, but and it's like when I'm out, I don't want to come back to my home because it's like a torture chamber. It's you know that I don't know how to describe it, but that's how it comes across.
UK,
And
do you feel like they broadcast your thoughts and feelings to like the whole
yeah,
world?
EMF, yeah, definitely. I know about the dark web. I'm not
It's the
expert in technology.
R&M. It's the R&M.
Yeah,
The
that's
remote
Okay,
R
neural
and
wait,
M.
monitoring.
hold on, you guys. What are you? Okay, I just
Okay, you
I don't
know,
What
know
you
what that's
developer,
about.
when you go outside or you wake up one day and you're like, fuck, everything feels really dense, like everything's tense right now. I can feel
No,
all the
you're
demonic
saying that
and all
you're
that shit.
broadcasting emotion out into the universe?
No, they are extracting they're using the R&M, right?
brain
The remote
transfer
neural
technology?
monitoring. There's
Yeah,
patents to this shit. And
yeah.
they're broadcasting into everybody else around you. And everybody knows what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're feeling.
So why can't I call that telepathy?
Because it's all synthetic. It's synthetic
Okay,
telepathy,
but it is
synthetic.
telepathy. It is telepathy, though, correct?
Yeah, except
Okay, thanks. All right,
you're
that's it. I
on the
got it.
outside looking in. Yeah.
The advancement in Neuralink now, wanting to put this is where's the test subjects really for target individuals, because for humanity they want to put in, this is the world, isn't it now, they want to
Hmm.
put the technology, it's not just a chip in the brain, you don't need that, you work by satellite, the Starlink
Right.
now with Elon Musk, and the advancement in technology to use this consciousness and subconscious. Oh my God. When I read these articles, and it's like they're messing about with a God gene, I call it, you know?
Yeah. The
And
thing is, when you combine the left and right hemisphere of the brain and
mm,
make them work in tandem and together, it's they say um they theorize that you will become unstoppable or something like that, like a superhuman.
yes,
You
yeah.
know, so
This is
I
where
mean, and that's the left and right hemisphere, the sun, the
yeah,
moon, the night and day,
yes.
black and white, all that Masonic bullshit that they worship.
Do you find at the moment, because it seems to be like I'm a sky watcher as well, so when
Mhm.
sky watching and weather watching occasionally.
By the way,
So
guys, I have friends, entities out there, powerful entities that are protecting real TIs. So we all
yes,
need to kind of
yeah,
unite in that feeling, like we're not alone. We have an army, of higher beings. So
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. We're
And you guys
definitely
got to
not alone.
remember, like I said, there's powerful people in government and corporations and militaries that are actually on our side.
Yeah,
So,
because they're probably aware, especially the Black Ops programs, the
hmm
military Black Ops, around the world, not just in America or UK. They've been experimenting on these programs even before I was born. And like you said about the patterns, and I've seen them, I read them, and one of them was 1950s. And it's like with
hmm
the television programming and all this stuff.
right.
And it's got more. And it's hard for me personally. I find it frustrating because it's like part of me, my brain knows this is all real, and the technology is part of it as well is real, and
Yeah.
we all have our different experiences of the practical side of the gas stalking setups and all this, and the
hmm
trauma, the PTSD. I always had this gut feeling,
hmm
knowing about other subjects as well in law and etc. I've always had this gut feeling. Did they start when a parent has a kid, a mother has a kid, whether a single or married? Um, and they take if they're in hospital, that is, if they take the baby away, claim it just needs to be cleaned up and do some tests, do they implant them?
Oh,
Do
they
they use
stab them. I
them?
got an answer. I know. I did research on this. What they do is they stab them with needles, causing trauma. So the child, when it screams out loud like that, uncontrollably at a young age from the stabbing wounds, so
Adrenochrome.
they'll inject your child as soon as it's
Yeah,
born. They'll strip it from the mother and then start stabbing it with needles and then give it back to the mother.
I
So I'm
thought
going to
as
say
much.
yes. It's not a computer chip, but they
That
start
sounds like
stabbing.
fucking shots, like regular shots to me.
That will be like, what are they giving that poor infant when it
Yes, that
comes
is
in?
traumatic. The stabbing shots when the child screams was instant trauma when the trauma was not supposed to be there.
That's
There you
what I
go.
was talking about. The dungeons, they extract the adrenochrome
That's
from
right.
these kids. Yeah.
You get high on it.
Do you guys believe in like
Yeah.
lizard people or like
Yes. Well, I
transforming
call it
assholes?
they're shape shifting. Yeah.
That's why they're
When I
heating up the planet, probably. To
So the
fucking.
lizard can shapeshift. Yes, it has something up with its skin like a chameleon. So the chameleon can change into different colors. How does it do that? Crystal polarization. So yeah,
Oh, shit.
shapeshifting.
Do you guys feel like like I know a lot of us have families, right? Like brothers, sisters, all that. Do you guys feel like obviously we're told we're brothers. A lot of us look like each other. We have similar features,
yeah,
physical
yeah.
features. But do you guys feel like maybe some people are just complete different entities than we are?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but with my family background and upbringing, there's always been a dark secret. Uh, and I found out on my, I didn't even know who my father was. So when I eventually found out he was from Jamaica, white skinned, but I've got dark blood DNA blood in me, his side of the
Mm-hmm.
family are all coloured skin
Right.
from Jamaica,
Uh-huh.
and I'd always known. I was fascinated with their history anyway when I started at college and stuff in history, but I
Mm.
never knew that I would have that ancestry. So I forgot what your question was now. My mind just went blank. Sorry, what was your question?
We were
Like, do you
talking. He
got?
was talking about family. Look, your family's gonna hate you because it's now tribal. That's the only thing I have to say. Is that
Oh,
yes,
that's a good
your
point.
family is not your family because we are now not a bloodlines. Maybe to you guys matter, but I'd rather have you as I make you my brother only if we agree on the same
Right.
beliefs, spirituality,
Yeah, and
logic.
unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to see that scope, this is our fundamentals in our essence now, right? I mean, we have to deal with this thing, and it feels great sharing with people that go through similar shit. Honestly, but I can't talk about this with my mom or my parents or
Yeah,
my
it's
sister.
tribal. Well,
They're gonna tell
tribal.
me, "Oh, you need to go to church or stop
Yeah.
drinking or doing
Oh,
this."
you're a
Blah, blah,
crazy
blah.
person. You're
Yeah,
crazy.
but they
So,
know. They
yeah,
know.
it's a tribe. You can call it a tribe. You can call
Mm,
it a group of like-minded people.
okay.
I don't know
No,
what
I,
else
I
to
I like
call it.
the tribe thing. I like the
Yeah, it's
tribe thing.
tribal, where you kind of you guys weren't born together or whatever in the same under the same roof, but you
Mm,
now are of the same tribe, soul family.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, developer. Because there is the spirituality point of view, the mass
right.
awakening of the subjects too, and I've always go back to the point that I believe that we're the test subjects for the bigger picture on humanity. The way the planet alignments as well was happening right now. I mean, at the moment, I'm watching out for June period. because of these planet alignments. There's the future of pole shifts happening, and all these timelines with the Illuminati. They're demonic anyway. The time's up,
Yeah.
because the massive awakening spiritually is happening on Earth already. Whether these people know that this program, the targeting, and the technology exists or not, they just know something's wrong.
Hey
And
guys,
then
I
you,
want to share
yeah.
a view that I got also another scenario, and this is like probably the second and last one that I've ever gotten. Where us TIs especially, we're up in heaven or something like that, and we're in the mansion, right? And it's very beautiful, and it's indescribable. So we're sitting like in this patio setting outside, where there's a clear glass pane uh, in front of us, and on the other side is hell, and we can see the people that are, more linked to us, not just like any gang stalker, but the ones that, are there 24/7. um it was kind of fucking crazy. It was like really satisfying and really weird at the same time.
That's a good input, because I
And we're sitting
remember.
there like drinking tea, like throwing water around and shit like that, where they're burning now and shit.
Yeah,
It
because
was kind of
there's
awesome.
something. There is something to that. I'll give you one insight. A long time ago
Okay.
happened to me. Um, there there was a period. I don't know what was going on, but I went to a spiritualist church, which I never would normally go.
Did you say a parrot?
And a spiritual church.
Oh,
It's called a
sorry.
spiritualist. Yeah,
It was like
spiritualist
Jack
church.
Sparrow and shit.
And it's where mediums, people go to get some kind of contact, they believe, with lost ones. It's their belief system. But I went along because I knew they did the healing of the hands on the head, of a spiritual prayer.
Okay.
It's just my upbringing. I knew the healing of the hands might just help me at that particular time. So
Right.
I just went for a drop in. Now, what I'm
Mhm.
about to say is 100% true. And from what I know about life now, I know it is a definite spiritual war, in
Mhm.
my opinion. So when I went in there, and I didn't know these people from Madden, I was skeptic.
Mhm.
And I said, I didn't say anything much. I just had a really bad day. I had this really dark cloud so thick around my head, around me. So my turn come, an older couple sat me down at the time, it's a long time ago, and
Mhm.
they put their hands softly on the top of my head with a bit of oil. As
Mhm.
I put, and I close my eyes and just figure what you just said, this
Mhm.
description in heaven with the glass. Just keep that in your mindset, what I'm about to happen, or what I'm about to say now.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just put their heads on my head. As they did, and what I'm about to describe, no tell of a lie, all these years on, it's a long time, I never forget this.
Mhm.
As I sat there, my eyes were closed, I saw a golden light go above my head, straight up,
Okay.
and then through these couple's hands of my head, circle around
Mhm.
circle of gold. It then shot up
Yeah.
higher. I saw this go. I literally saw it. Whether it's the third eye, I don't know, but I saw it go higher.
Could
Next
you
thing
feel
I
like they were? Did they know you were looking at them? Like, were they conscious of you?
no, my eyes were closed. This is what I saw with
Oh.
my eyes closed. I know it's weird.
Mhm.
And then I saw the
Yeah.
massive ring of about 12 people, all dressed like in the time of Rome, when they had that dressing like a Caecilium, all the robes across them, these men. and I saw them, 12 of them sitting around. Next thing I saw, this light of gold colour, massive circling around their heads, around each one of their heads, and the circle didn't
Wow.
break. Soon as I saw that, I literally opened my eyes and I had the perfect peace come over me, like a white light feeling,
Mm.
like a light feather. I swear to gosh, I could not even walk home properly. My feet were like feather on
Yeah,
a solid floor. I was floating and I slept for hours after that, and I had
that's
no
awesome.
blackness, nothing. I couldn't feel pain. I had no feeling of anything. And
Wow,
it
sounds
was,
like mushrooms.
I know, but I didn't take that. And it was like, wow, what the hell? So yeah, because of my upbringing, I know that was some kind of, I suppose you could say,
That was definitely a good thing,
divine.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
brought you
So
some
what you
fucking
just
peace and sleep.
described, yeah, you
Yeah.
described about the glass, that
Mhm.
just reminds me all those years ago of that experience, really, you
Wow.
know. So I
Yeah,
I
I think
don't,
I'm gonna
I,
start a channel
yeah,
myself
I would.
because I feel like
What?
I'm still in this
Yeah,
shit.
10. Hold on.
I'm
You need to
uh,
start a channel, okay?
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
feel like
tell
I'm
you.
still in this
You're at a
shithole with you
level
guys.
where you'll talk over people because you got to get it out and you know what you're talking about. You need a channel.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like fucking with these gang stalker motherfuckers now. And shit, it's almost fun to me.
Well, you're going to learn how to use your words, and every time you speak a word, it's going to hold a lot of power.
Mhm.
And that,
I
that
know,
well, once,
all about
yeah,
that.
once you start a channel, though, that's what I'm trying to warn you a little bit, that it's going to give you
Oh,
that, so it's going to come at you differently. Okay.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm already expecting that. Fuck it.
Yeah, but this also, I don't really notice also, it doesn't matter what you use on the internet, phone or whatever, the technology, the hacking, the attacks on that can happen depending what program you're in. I've had 2 channels taken down before. I was sharing the facts. I was showing evidence, the patterns, the documents, the technology. Oh my God. And then I connected the dots with the God gene and the genetics with the
Wow.
certain thing I can't mention here on this platform, especially on this gentleman's channel. No matter what, I can't talk about it anymore.
Go ahead. Feel
But
free to talk
just,
about it. Talk about it.
Fuck it. Talk about it.
I don't want to give you a strike for God's sake. I don't want to be cause of you getting a strike on YouTube. The mixing of a certain medical procedure. Yeah, I don't have to choose
The
my words carefully.
transgender, we're not allowed to say transgender on here.
No. A certain
Oh.
medical,
Oops.
a certain thing in the arm. Yeah, a
Oh
medical
yeah,
procedure.
Oh
this
yeah, I
thing.
try not to say that word
Well,
either. Yeah.
that's what I have to be careful of for everybody's, protection these days. You never know who's listening. So, I found out there was a potential looking at the guard gene. Who's got the guard gene in the human DNA? And were they testing for that? So a couple of my channels got took down for me finding things out, what I found of being fat because of that. So when you do your channel, whatever subjects you're coping with, good on you, but yeah, me, I just went off different topics.
Yeah.
And I'm just one to cover the basics of not just gang stalking, but you got the technology too. Then you got, like, if I have a bad day, unfortunately, that's a bad time to stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that earlier, and I've made it private. because I was ranting a bit, just so it's triggering, isn't it? It's triggers. So
Yeah,
when you
me,
get the video, yeah,
my channel,
go
I
ahead.
want to do like fucking. I want to teach motherfuckers how to beat this shit once and for all. Like,
Brilliant,
fuck
brilliant.
all this like fucking looking into this and that. We already know how it works, what it is, this and that. Fuck it.
Right. So
And
stick to the foundation, the simple foundation of it, right?
exactly.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
basic concepts.
Yeah. So basically, they're trying to make you uncomfortable, tense, and doubt yourself. Those three things are a recipe for disaster right there. So
Yes,
Hey
that'd be
guys,
brilliant.
I want to play a video. I want to play a video for you guys, and it's 2 minutes long.
cool.
Just watch it and tell me what you guys think. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's movie time.
Here we go.
7th is trying to trigger us.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, I see. What the fuck? Whoa. The fuck is that?
Do you guys know what a sundog is?
Yes.
Sundog?
Yes.
A
So
deer?
is that a tree on fire?
No.
No
like a-
particular.
It looks like a swarm of bugs.
It's
It
not
looks like-
snowing, is it?
It looks like a little portal, doesn't it?
Yes,
These,
it does.
these little dots are actually flying into it, and they're
Is
scrolling
this
around.
Alaska? What's the location? Alaska?
No, I think this is somewhere in Europe. Look at that little jackrabbit or a little bunny. Is that a bunny or what is that? Is that a deer or a rabbit?
That's an
That's the deer.
extraterrestrial ship.
Exactly.
That's an extraterrestrial ship. That's all I have to say about that. If it's not man-made and it's not just a hoax, it's just a ship. Or the burning, it's an entity. It has to be an entity of some kind.
Now,
It looks like
for
a
whoever's
deer.
watching this right now, I got something to show you guys, and it's gonna be a treat.
Yeah, are they trying to look at the deer? I don't know.
Oh, they're fascinated.
That's
Fucking
the beam
assholes.
coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
Something, no, it's something, or it's man-made just to like camera-made. I don't know.
No, that's very real, and I'm gonna show you a photo in a little bit.
Wait, is there a date on this?
Yeah, this
Is this today?
No, this is. Let's see here.
That's going to be significant.
That's the nanoparticulates coming off the sun plasma.
Many
The
years
sun-
ago. Well, look at this comment. 9 years ago.
Wow.
So at least been 10 years. But if I go back, now you see, this is what a sundog is right here.
Yeah, that's right.
And
The light
and
reflection.
I'm going to show you a photo I just stumbled upon. Here, let's watch this one. Now, look at the base. You see the very base where the snow is?
Yeah.
No, see that thing?
Oh, I see. I
That
see
is like-
now.
In
Yeah.
the previous video, that was actually from the sundog. So it's
Yeah.
like a looks like what it looks to appear to be.
You
something
know,
in the
there's
sky.
a nut.
This is an alien right here.
Everything to me is paranormal or spiritual or some shit like that.
Do you know about the white sun, the artificial man-made sun that's in front of the natural sun?
Now this is
I
an
know.
alien. I know this is an alien right here, and I've seen this here at my home. You know, at night. If I look up at the moon, it will be literally right there. It's like a ring around the moon.
Yeah.
This is an alien. I will explain later in one of my videos. Like when you look at this, it's like you can't help but to look at it and be like, this has to be alien. Like this is
Wait
not,
a second. Do you guys believe in the climate change and all that? Everyone believes like
I don't.
I don't. Do you believe that the Earth's gonna like crack open, or if there's gonna be like solar flares? One.
cold.
Where did 1-0 left? Because he mentioned that what was he talking about the sun getting really hot and it's getting it's gonna like just expand or something.
2030 YouTube channel, that 2030 YouTube channel, it goes into the Alaska melting, the ices, the sea levels rising, and the pole shift changing.
Do you think that is that about the New World Order as well and what's
Yes.
happening? Do you think, it's
Yeah.
all like together and
Yes,
in
it
one, like they know this is going to happen, so that's why they're
Yes.
doing this?
And
Well,
that's why they're doing the push and
Yeah.
transhuman.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you guys right now, you ladies, this, based on my research, this is the all-seeing eye.
Now,
Look
I
at the
think you
radiant
got
of the
something
light.
to that.
The radiant of the
I
light.
like it. I got to do more research. I don't know. I like it, but
Oh, developer, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. If you look at the light, the radiating of the light it's like a cross. Does it look like a cross?
Yeah.
yes, it looks like an orb or something spiritual. It really does to me, but it could be camera tricks too. You
No,
know,
it's not.
so.
No, it's not camera trick.
Light,
It's a real deal.
the sun. Do you know about Jeff P YouTube channel? It's a guy. He's been going over this exactly what you're describing for years. It's a sun stimulator. It's made of multitude of light reflections. It's artificial. It's in front of the natural sun because the sun is dying. They've been doing this for years and covering it up. The same with the moon. They're messing about. I don't think that's our natural moon at all either. But there we go. That's my opinion. But yeah, the sun dogs, the light reflections. It's amazing what you find out. So keep up your research. Definitely, you'll be intrigued.
Yeah,
It's
that was
amazing.
good research. Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it. It gets us thinking about stuff and where I just notice I learn about myself a lot because I take everything like nothing as it is. Like a tree can't just be a tree to me. It has to be something spiritual.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's just
It's fucking
interesting.
Groot.
Thank you for sharing.
It's Groot.
Yeah, but because like you say, it's so much deception in this world, and it's like we just seem to have that natural insight to look beyond the veil, and our eyes are open, and then there's a majority of people's eyes are opening now, spiritually point of view, and then yeah, those that don't want to, you know, they just want to be carrying on thinking life is just normal, what they think is normal, then good luck to them. But their souls have lost, and you have to focus on oneself. You're not being selfish because you can't save the world, kind of thing. And it's frustrating because I've seen a couple of people in my area. I look through their eyes, they're distraught. This time we're living in, all this fear going on is getting into people. And these two women, one's from a women's shelter, and she's had a hard time. I know she's a TI, I can see it right through her eyes. And then another woman, I don't know, I just happened to be right place, right time. And then another woman, I just literally said, you need to talk. I don't know why I said that, but they weren't perps. I could tell straight away. And just like 5 seconds, well, 10 minutes one and 15 minutes another, the same day actually, nearby each other. Well, not the same location, but just having that time for another human, human individual, knowing their soul might be lifted up. It don't cost anything to talk to somebody. You have to be streetwise, of course, when you're targeted. And yeah, I just thought, well, karma, what goes around comes around. And it's just like, despite what happens to us and what the hell we're going through, if you can't shed a light, some positively, literally, sometimes it does come back to you. And when I get a bad day, I mean, it's a while ago now, I was up the road and feeling sorry for myself when this random woman comes up to me, and I don't know where she come from. And then her partner was behind me. I don't know what they said now, but it's very brief. But that must be a spiritual entity in a positive light in the soul of her, saying what she needed to do for that right time, at that right moment, and from that time, very brief time on the street, as well as I went up the road in my wheelchair because I was going like, what next? What now? And then it just literally lifted my spirit for the rest of the day. And there are random, I don't know about anybody else, but when I see little white feathers, to me, that's a sign there's a guardian angel around. You know,
So you see feathers, the feathers and the coins. Do you get the pennies and the dimes and stuff,
yeah,
nickels and change?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'll get the feathers, and the change, and what else, like shiny stuff sometimes. I don't know. It's usually feathers, and they'll be
Feathers.
real small sometimes.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Forrest Gump, the feather when it fell out of the book.
Oh, I don't remember that film.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
psychic thing. So finding the feather alignments is a psychic thing that psychics go through. Did you die? You went through trauma, right? Didn't you die?
Did you say feather
I
alignment?
Yeah, I said
I
feather alignment.
almost I didn't die. I had attempted murder. I survived.
Right, so you went through trauma though. That could have been like, yeah, that could have been like you could have just. Well, the thing is that people that go through severe trauma will become psychic, I guess.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
mutates you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like it does something. Adrenochrome from the fear ascended your thoughts, or yeah, I don't know. But
Like Deadpool, right?
yes, so they'll torture. So just like in the military, for those of you guys in the military, Deadpool is a good example. What they do to people in the military is they torment and torture them until they, like a lot of the special forces will go through severe trauma.
Oh gosh.
And then they spiritually ascend.
Wow.
In the military. That's why most people in the military, like, they could handle pressure. So when they get gang stalked, it doesn't bother them, or they can process it faster because the trauma.
You guys know you guys can give back the trauma, right? Like most of it, at least.
So I used to have bad dreams, like bad military dreams, but I never went overseas into combat. But I used to have combat dreams because of the people I was around. Is that what you mean?
No, you guys can give the trauma back. Like, you know, things and people cause you trauma, especially in this program. You can, once you kind of like heal your body a little bit and your mind is more chill and calm and you're more happy and you're vibrating at a higher, you know, frequency, you can kind of release that trauma and be like, fuck you, like you guys gave me that trauma, it's not mine. And here you go, buddy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, eventually we get over it, right? So yeah, but
Exactly.
you
Yeah, we
still
don't have to live
spiritually
with that shit
ascend.
all the time.
It doesn't matter. You still spiritually ascend. So
Oh yeah,
my
yeah,
theory.
yeah. You do. You
So
do, no
hold on a
matter what.
second. Yeah, my theory is that the tribulation is here to put you through trauma so you can spiritually ascend. That's the whole point of the tribulation. It's traumatic pressure, more traumatic pressure. You ascend, you keep ascending. More trauma, more ascension. The more trauma you have that you overcome, the more you grow. And that's what they're doing. They're forcing trauma and forcing spiritual growth on this entire planet.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I know what you're saying. Hey guys, I want to show you some photos right now. And I know we're talking about paranormal here and there. I want to show you something that some of you might have seen this before in photos, but then maybe you don't recognize what it is. I'm going to show you guys, okay? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, you see this photo. Now, this is a photo of a cave entrance.
Cave.
Or a mine, okay? It's like a gold mine or a silver mine. Now, if you look at it, I zoom in. Do you notice this colorish fuzziness? You see this color in the middle with the hand? Now, these are something related to the paranormal and the supernatural.
Yep.
This right here is not because of the camera's focus or anything.
Wow.
These are real things that's in the
that
physical.
looks like a fucking clown, bro. It looks like a
blob of something. And these are the things that we walk by on a daily basis. You guys have it in your home. I have it in my home. They're inside buildings, dwellings, abandoned buildings. If you take photos, you would see something like this if you look close enough. Now, if you look
I
at
actually have taken pictures, and there's actually thousands of those little entities all over the place.
Exactly. They're
They're
everywhere.
like
Now, look at
trapped
this
in
one.
some shit. Yeah.
This is another view. Look at this. See this? So this is, I mean, you look at it, you don't see a person, but this is definitely something that is there. Okay,
Yeah.
it's something that is there.
I don't see anything. I just don't. So
It's yeah, you
like
can
this right
see
here.
like a myriad, a light, kind of like the lasers I was telling you guys. Like,
You guys see this?
there's like a entity there of light.
Yes. And it's like they're in the physical world that we're in, and we can walk through it. But when it's really concentrated, I notice sometimes these are the spots where I can feel kind of cold, or I feel like something is around me. Like
yeah,
shadowy
are you
spots.
guys? Well, you guys should be getting chills and stuff, and you know what I mean. Like, are you guys going through? Yeah, I don't know. You do go through a sort of paranormal experience through gang stalking.
Look at this.
You have to consider everything. Yeah, it can be difficult.
Oh, ugly motherfuckers. Oh, piece of shit ass, creepy entity, bitch ass motherfucker.
So is this a mine, like a real mine? It says it's
Yeah, and it's
mining
hanging out in a
claim
fucking dark
I
from
cave.
shaft.
saw this on
Okay.
Like a
eBay.
fucking loser.
So someone's selling this gold mine claim on eBay, and I saw the photo. I mean, I know how to identify them because I already have experience in this. So right when I see this, I knew. I just took some screenshots.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something here. Can I prove exactly what it is? No, I can't. Maybe one day, or maybe
Well,
somebody
you would have
else.
to visit.
creepy,
You would have to go to the location and then see if it manifests.
But that's the thing. This is actually everywhere. Like you have it in your home if you want to
Yeah,
look. If
you can go to an
outside,
old church and experiment. You guys can experiment with spirituality, but when you do, I promise you, when you seek this shit out, you will find it. And when it's real deal in your face, it turns into more than just gang stalking.
Yeah, I'll leave the lonely motherfucker by himself there. Fucking.
I mean, notice how dark
whatever you guys want to open up here will open up for you, as long as you believe that it's a possibility.
I want to open up some happy, nice things in my life, not entities and shit.
Well, that stuff don't really bother me, but because
It's
you
a
gotta
good
have
point,
the no fear
though.
mentality. You have to have the no fear mentality.
Yep. I'm not gonna be scared of a motherfucker chilling in a cave all his fucking life, just sitting there like an idiot. You know, I don't care if it's an entity or not.
But notice how it's like spread out in the whole area, and that is exactly how it could actually manipulate your neighbors. Because when you're at home, your neighbors actually like that. Whatever I showed
Their
you there
vessel.
is actually spread out, so it can thin out to a huge area, a huge space.
Fucking octopus, motherfucker.
I've got to go now, guys. It's lovely to talk to you. Thanks for the invite for your show. It's getting late for me. I've got to try and get some sleep.
Well, thank you for. It's nice meeting you.
And you too. I'll put my email in the private chat if you anytime want to just pop a chat and say hello.
Cheerio.
I mean, a little email. Cheerio. Yeah, let me know you get on with your channel. That'd be cool. You know, it'd be really, really good and positive light. And keep on with this sky watching and your 7 human, because that is really interesting what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the spirituality developer, that is excellent. You know,
And you can
I'll
practice
see
a
you
little bit of
around.
self-care there.
Yeah.
A little
Bye,
bit.
everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. All right, well, guys, I'm gonna. If you still want to talk, I'm gonna end this at 2:30. So another 11 minutes. Just letting you guys know if you want to talk or.
It's fucking 8:30
Okay,
here,
yeah. So you're 1-0. You're gonna start preaching on your channel.
Nah, I was lying.
Well, you should. Maybe you should.
Should I free the captives?
Right. No, let's see. Well, the thing is what's going to happen? What happened to me was that I noticed that I got heavy gang stalking when I started to talk on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got more aviation, more attacks, more cops. Everything was more
Well,
because they go after the teachers. So if you start teaching, they're going to come after you.
yeah, I've had all of that and
Right.
more.
You're going to get more of it.
Fuck it. We'll see. I mean,
Well,
if
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
unbearable,
You got to experiment with spirituality.
Yeah.
You'll see it, experiment.
What do you suggest, like as a starting point?
Well, when you focus on yourself or you improve yourself,
Mhm.
the universe has to respond or react to that improvement. So you can't change me, but you can change me by changing yourself.
Okay.
So if you're communicating online, as an example, and you keep changing your communication style, I don't know.
I wouldn't be this all over the place, it's all too scattered. I'd be more on point with what I was talking. But what I want to get across to people is because it just kind of the most annoying thing to me for a TI to say or share is that, oh, I never do anything wrong. I live my life completely, devoted to God, and I've never committed a crime. They don't care if you commit a crime or not. They don't care if you're good or bad. They're still gonna fucking mess with you, So I'm not saying go ballistic and fucking off the wall with this shit. There's still rules in this matrix where you have to get rest, reset, go to work, pay bills and all that lovely stuff. But don't walk on eggshells is my point, Don't walk.
Well, teach them how to do that, but by using your words.
I will, because it's going to come across from my heart and from my soul,
So then you should be under deep attack for doing that. You'll get punished, right? Isn't that how it works? They want you
I
to
don't see
fear.
how it can get worse.
Have you gotten door knockers yet?
Door knockers? I've had kids come and knocked on my door. They send their kids.
Oh, they're using the kids
Mm-hmm.
a lot on you.
I'm like, I will kick one of these little fuckers back to you and shit,
No, you don't want to do that. That's
just
leave the
saying,
kids alone. You'll get in trouble.
They need a.
Don't fall for that.
I mean,
that's a trap.
Little shit like that, or they'll walk back and forth in front of my apartment on the walkway there.
Okay, so let me put it this way:
or just chilling and talking on their phone right in front of my apartment, shit, trying to draw my attention or something like that, which I don't give a damn about. They've tried a lot of things, actually, a lot of
Don't
things.
let that bother you. Don't let the kids bother. Let them. They can walk all they want because they're in public. Let them walk. They're not breaking the law.
Yeah, for sure. I did. And
see, that's what a lot of TIs, they become victim of this. They start focusing on the people in public when they have to realize people are allowed to be in public. And if they're not confronting you, they're not talking shit to you, there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
I mean, you can keep your eyes on them, but then you're just wasting your energy, your focus, looking at nothing.
Right.
And hey, before you guys go, in the comment section, there's some viewers that believe that thing in the sky was a projection. I mean, I went through this, because our mind need to process and we don't know what it is. So we try to make sense by using science. And I'm going to show you something right now. I'm going to show you a 16th century painting, okay? So this is a couple hundred years ago, back in the days when there's no cameras. I'm going to show you this painting. So here we go. What do you see here? You see the sun dogs, right, in this painting?
It's still less on the screen there, bro.
It's what?
Yeah, it's still less.
You don't see
You're not
screen?
showing the picture yet. Yeah.
Oh shoot, my bad. Sorry. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Right
here. What do you see?
discs in the sky. Oh, the same,
the-
almost the same thing.
It is
Yeah,
the same thing.
Holy
These
shit.
are aliens.
I know. That's what got me. It's confusing.
This is a
Yeah,
16th.
everything means something else.
They
So
need to hurry
yeah,
up and come over here.
everything means like three things.
I'm tired of these humans.
So what this means is there's more. I mean, there are videos showing more than one sundog, bunch of them just together. And in this 16th century painting, the artist painted what he saw. And look, you see sundogs in the sky. This is actually the first time ever sundog ever been documented. Supposedly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So hundreds of years ago, these things have shown themselves.
Seventh, have you seen the pictures of like religious figures and like the paintings, and they have like spaceships in the background and shit like that?
Which one are you talking about? You want to share it?
There's a few of them.
You should share stuff on your channel, 10.
No, because I don't care about aliens. They're either gonna show up or I'm not gonna.
Because you are the alien.
I don't like a tease.
Well, the alien's already here. They already came in here.
It's like, show yourself or fucking
you
forever
are
hold your
it.
peace.
It's possessing your body.
Maybe. I mean,
do you know what your blood type is? Do you guys know what your blood type is?
I am not about to give my social security number out on here. Or DNA samples.
Blood type.
No, I do not. But they said there's something about the O negative, right, or something like that.
Oh, the negative blood type. Because I'm B negative blood type.
Isn't that weird? How we're all human, but you can't we can't transfuse blood like blindly. We have to match it.
Yeah, it's kind of strange how.
Yeah, it is weird.
How you can put positive blood type into negative blood type people, but negative blood type people can put into positive blood type people.
Exactly.
So there's a positive and negative to everything, even north and south, black and white, light and day. Yeah, it's a positive and negative to everything.
Do you think negative is bad necessarily?
No, I guess we need it, or else it wouldn't be here.
Boom. Mic drop.
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna head out now. It's getting late. Well, developer.
Okay, well, thanks for going live tonight. Appreciate it.
No problem. Hey, I noticed you've been uploading a lot of videos. That's good on your part.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do something different. I want to do something. I want to change.
You should show your face more often. It seems like people, whenever you show your face, you get a lot more views.
Yeah, I might do something a little bit more professional. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of professional, I noticed a few days ago when you uploaded 3 videos and your tone of voice was very calm and chill and very professional in a way.
Well, I was probably sleeping.
Well, and then I know there are times when you would upload videos and you're just like, don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I have several moods. I don't just have one mood,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yes, when I'm calm and I talk like this and everybody else is too, I'm sure. But I have to put fire into it sometimes, you know what I mean?
Fire?
Fire.
Yeah.
Passion. I have to put energy into it sometimes,
So when you put in the fire, the energy, is it because you were pissed off earlier about something? Because usually that's how I feel when the game cycle pisses me off. I would tend to be like want to talk about them, and I just like make videos. I put in a lot more energy into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, but also there's some type of drive where you have to preach something. I don't know if you've ever had to get online or had to just say something to somebody. Like you had to, like you were driven.
Yes, like after
not
watching
just because you were stressed out, but yeah, because you have a drive to do it.
Yes, exactly. And it's just not all TI is gonna believe what we're saying, and not all TI is gonna agree, but at least knowing some TIs out there will understand, that's good enough.
I know, and I'm thankful for that too. Yeah. No one can take away our knowledge that we've gained so far. So
yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, thank you. And Yeah, you should consider making videos where you show your face every time. Looks like a lot of
I
people
just
like
don't
that.
want a bunch of dudes perving on me.
She's a
But
They're
that's
cougar.
like
how it is.
masturbating to my mouth open and shit. They'll like pause it with my mouth open and start masturbating.
Hey, don't think about that. If that happens, you can't stop them
I
anyways.
know, that's what I'm saying. I just don't want dudes perving on me. I just don't. I don't know.
That is true. You do get
Giving them
people
ideas.
talking on you. Well,
But
but
yeah,
you're,
I'll try to do something. Yeah.
yeah, and
Wear a mask.
well, that's
No, these people want to see my face.
yes, I noticed your videos definitely have a huge difference in viewers when you show your face, and just videos in general. I noticed in YouTube, if you show your face, tend to have more views.
Yeah, they're yeah.
The stalkers are watching.
I just would value. I would rather people appreciate the words than my tits or something.
Yeah, well, I don't want to make a comment on that, but
I gotta go.
You got to draw the crowd
What
somehow.
else? Yes, well, that's another point too. 10. I have to talk with
Showbiz.
power. I have to put on a show and talk with some enthusiasm to pull you into the story.
Yeah. No, I was completely kidding. That's really.
Oh no, that's the thing though. No, I agree with you though.
I'm not like that. I actually.
Yeah, but I could show my tits and get a lot of views. We should do it. I mean, I could I could be a slut and talk about Jesus. I don't know.
well, you don't have to be a slut. You can just be like,
But I just get more
Slutty.
views all slutty and then
Yes.
talk about Jesus at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you have to. If you
but
have
they're
to be mindful of
masturbating.
music.
They're not thinking about Jesus. They're thinking about my
You're
tits.
you're
They're muting
manifesting
it
that.
and then just watching my tits jump up and down.
No, you're just manifesting that, masturbating that, manifesting that. Fuck. Now you're triggering me. Man.
Yeah, I got you.
Who
You just got
cares,
caught.
right? Just
You
do
got
it.
caught.
You should do it. That would be a good experiment. I'm sure.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, wear a bikini or something, and all of a
Yes,
sudden
and then
your
watch
video
all of a
gets
sudden
like
I have 1,000 views on that one video.
exactly.
Wear one of those hillbilly shirts. Wear the t-shirts with the bikini girl.
Like
on
Dukes of Hazzard.
No, you know how like a fat lady will put on a shirt, and it'll have like a silhouette of a pretty girl on the shirt with a bikini and shit. And it looks like it's her body.
Whatever.
Well, guys,
Oh, man.
it was fun chatting.
Okay.
I gotta go.
7th. Show us your the blower, man. Just kidding.
No, dude, do not whip out the blower. Good night.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll do it
See you
next time.
guys.
But
Love you.
thank you, guys.
Bye.
Good night, 1-0. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and next time, I hope some of you will join in on this live stream. So have a good night. Shim Hong signing out.